After a shocking start to the fire season, $50 million, as I said, has been promised for recovery in New South Wales today. Stella Dotorovic has the details of that story.
After an unprecedented start to the bushfire season, the New South Wales Premier says it's vital regional communities bounce back.
The dollar amounts are the most we've ever had to invest in New South Wales following a natural disaster like this fire. But we appreciate the extent of what has happened, and we appreciate the extent of loss of property to many different communities across the state.
Bushfires have so far claimed the lives of 6 people and destroyed more than 600 homes. The New South Wales and federal governments have announced a record assistance package to help those affected get back on their feet, including $15,000 grants for some primary producers and small businesses. More than $18 million will go towards the Community Recovery Fund, assistance to carry out urgent repairs. More than $4 million has been set aside for vital mental health services. More than 60 fires are still burning across New South Wales and just 30 remain uncontained. Conditions improved slightly this week, allowing firefighters to gain the upper hand on some of the blazes. Exhausted crews are hoping the favourable conditions will last for several more days. Bushfire victims wanting to apply for the grants are being urged to contact the Rural Assistance Authority. Stella Todorovic, Sky News, Sydney.
Darrin Barnett, I worry when I hear politicians say we're going to loan these people who are impacted by a natural disaster. I like the fact that today we've got not only a grant, so they don't have to pay it back because they've got Buckleys are paying it back, some of them, but secondly, talking about mental health. And I could just imagine the impact on mental health in the bush right now.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important. The initial phase of those very quick fire $1,000 payments that come from the federal government, that all got rolled out very quickly.
Yep.
Now we're talking about some more substantial amounts that can help people get back on their feet.
Yep.
Very welcome again. But there is a role, I think, for loans at one point, that some of those much larger amounts of money to try and get a business running again, you can't probably expect that to come as a grant.
Yeah.
But if government can find a way, I remember I was on when Bob Catter was on a few weeks ago, if they can find a way to get, money is quite cheap to borrow at the moment, as we know, the cash rate is low. If they can find a way to set that bar nice and low on a low interest rate, that might be a helpful thing for people to borrow.
That's a fair point. Given the state of interest rates right now, money's cheap.
Money's cheap.
Yeah.
And, but look, the government, they're doing what they can. But to go back, and I'm not trying to start a big fight, a global warming fight, but November feels very early in the fire season to me for these sorts of discussions to be happening. And I just hope that we get some rain soon and we don't have 3 or 4 months of this kind of...
As I pointed out before, we've had terrible November fires in 1929, 1954 and 1956. So it's not unprecedented. So don't buy the argument about being unprecedented. But this is what irks me. Oh, before I go to that, I want to just give people who are watching through WIN to contact this Rural Assistance Authority. They do have a number, and it's 1800 678 593. That's Rural Assistance Authority, 1800 678 593. So to make it happen.